What is going on? I am Cole and welcome back to my channel. Once again, it is Tuesday and you know what Tuesday means. I'm going to be talking about what's coming out from DC Universe Infinite Ultra. So if you're unfamiliar with what DC Universe Infinite Ultra, or maybe is what we'll just probably keep calling it lately is DC Ultra, it is their new digital reading platform. And when I say it's new, they recently added for an extra, I think it's $40 a month or a year, you can read all of their digital books a month after they're released in physical print. The reason I really like this is because as I've tried to cut down on my collecting and spending and all of that, it makes it hard to really figure out what you want to buy and what you want to read. And especially with DC, it is the universe that I'm the most versed in and what I enjoy reading more. I just figured it's really easy to just switch to this platform for all of my reading. If you haven't seen one of these videos, what I like to do is I cover out what's coming out on the day that this video drops, just to let you know, like, the money that maybe you can save. So I was getting about 8 to 12 books a month, which is anywhere from about $40 to $60-ish a month. And this service costs $119 for the entire year. And that's an unlimited amount of books that you can read. They even have a pretty big extensive back universe. I know that there is another version that you can get for $70, but I think there's certain stuff that doesn't come out on that. And you have to wait about 6 months. So I went to this because I thought usually with some of these books, it might take me a month to actually read. So I wanted to make these videos just so that I could see what's coming out. So I could know, hey, maybe I should check this out. Or, just to let other people know, I think this is a good way to save money. And so far, I've really been enjoying what I have. As I kind of talk about this and go through this, I want to talk about some of the other books that I'm reading that aren't the new stuff too. So recently, some of the books I've really been checking out is there's a book called Batman and Scooby-Doo Team Up. Me and my daughter have been reading these when I do bedtime. This is a story that I read to her. They're pretty quick, but they're fun. She enjoys it. I enjoy it. Batman, Scooby-Doo, what's not to like? In February, I will be on a channel talking about a book that is pretty big. I would say it's probably one of the biggest comics of modern comics, and it's Watchmen. Watchmen is on this platform, and I'm currently reading it using this digital platform. I think I've mentioned before that I've been going back and reading Batman. I'm currently on the Nightfall stuff. I've gotten a little bit behind in the past few weeks just because I wanted to check out some other stuff. But hey, it's still been pretty fun. Also, in February, I'll be on with TM Nerdy. I think I talked to him about that there is a John Byrne run of Doom Patrol. I started reading that. I'm one issue in, and it's been good so far. So I might have a link to this. It's not live yet, but you can at least notify yourself so you can see me talk to TM Nerdy. But let's talk about these books that are out and what I am planning on reading for this next week. Once again, these books are all dropping today at 7 a.m. I think I usually set this video to run at about right when the day starts, so like midnight. But I just want it because I don't really care. I'm not going to probably premiere this because I don't know how many people show up, but it's just an easy way that if you want to see what's coming out, it's an easy way to figure it out. The first book is Action Comics 1050. I bought a few copies of this. I know that there was a John Jank version that I really love that cover. I also got the A cover, and I think I got the shiny one that's a homage to Action Comics #1. This is supposed to kind of be the turnaround point, and it's going to build off what the Superman book are doing. I still haven't read that, so I'll probably read this issue when it drops. The next one is Batman Beyond the White Knight #7. Bruce at Bruce and Stephanie Comics, I think, is saying this is one of his favorite books from DC and maybe in the top books for 2022. So this is issue 7. I think that's the final one. I'm probably going to go back and read this arc just to make Bruce happy. Batman The Audio Adventures #7 comes out. I've not checked these out. I've heard mixed reviews. I thought some people really like these. So if you've been reading the audio adventures, let me know what are your thoughts about them. We've got The Blue Beetle Graduation Day issue 2. This also has a Spanish version that you can check out, or the Spanish language version that you can check out too. This is issue 2. I read issue 1. I didn't love it, but I'll probably check out issue 2. I think this is only 6 issues, and I think with the big Blue Beetle movie coming out, it'll be nice to at least get a little bit of like some Blue Beetle stuff in my life. Next book, we have DC Horror Presents Sergeant Rock vs. the Army of the Dead. I read the first issue. I didn't love it, but I might go back and just read some of these because I think it's kind of a mixed book. It is Bruce Campbell is writing it, so if you really like the Evil Dead stuff, maybe check it out. I'm not a huge fan of war stuff, and while this is a zombie book, I think it has a lot of ties to war comics, which maybe aren't for me. DC vs. Vampires, number 12 is the next book up. I think this is the final issue, so I'll probably go back and read this. I love the first 6 issues. This is a book that both Bruce and Chris from the Comic Vet have really hyped up, and I didn't want to like it, but I love the first 6 issues. I'm probably just going to go back and reread all of this. I think it was a fairly quick read for how it kind of moves. There's a lot of action, but it was fun. I liked it. I normally don't like this Elseworld stuff that involves horror stuff, but I really dig this. So we also have DC Mech, issue number 6. That's probably not for me. Detective Comics 1067. I don't know. I forgot kind of where the last issue of Detective Comics was. I got behind on both Batman and Detective. These are the ones that I'm pulling in physical, but depending on where I am, I might just catch up on the digital ones just because it's a little bit easier. I can read them in bed, find a way to figure it out. Harley Quinn number 25 comes out. I've collected a lot of this Harley Quinn stuff, so I'm definitely going to catch up from where I'm behind on that and then continue reading it in this digital platform. John Stewart, The Emerald Knight, number 1. I don't know too much. I haven't heard too many people talk about this. I'm not a huge Green Lantern buff, so if there are some Green Lantern fans out there, let me know if John Stewart, The Emerald Knight, is worth checking out. I know that over the last year or so, Green Lantern hasn't been great, but I would love to know if this is worth checking out. Punchline, the Gotham Games, issue number 3. I know some people really like this. Maybe I'll check it out. I don't love Punchline as a character, but this is another book that is coming out this week. Tales from Earth 6, a celebration of Stan Lee. This is a book that I kind of regretted that I didn't grab, but it was a $9 price tag. I don't necessarily know that I love the idea of it, but hey, you know what? It is free now. I'm going to check it out. And hey, if I read it and I like it, you know what? I technically save that whole month. That book by not buying it. I've now paid for this month of DCUI. So that's why I'm trying to focus on this kind of stuff, right? That book, I can wait. I don't even think anyone has spoiled this or talked about it. I'm sure that Mark has, and I'm sorry, Mark, that maybe I try not to watch Week's End because usually I'm not caught up with comics, and I know that he reads a lot of DC. I read a lot of DC. I don't want to get it spoiled. So, that's one thing I just have to deal with. But at the end of the day, for me, it is really making this reading experience more enjoyable for me. The Nice House on the Lake, issue number 12. If you didn't read The Nice House on the Lake, they've got all of it here, so that's definitely worth it. I would say that was one of my top books from 2022. And yeah, I didn't love the ending, but you know what? At the end of the day, it is what it is. And I would love to hear what other people said. So either hit me up on Instagram, we can talk about it in DMs. I don't really like spoiling this kind of stuff, but there were certain things that I didn't love about the way that it ended. But I think, who knows? We'll see what happens in the future with The Nice House on the Lake. The Riddler, year 1. Issue number 2. This is the Paul Dano written series. It has been pretty solid. The second issue I've already read because I got the physical one. It was okay. It's all right. But I will probably be ready to read issue 3 on here because I'm probably going to end up dropping it from my pull list. The Sandman Universe, Dead Boy Detective, number 1. This is a book, I forget who's writing this, but I'll probably have it down below because it is somebody that I normally like, I think. But I know Ed Brubaker wrote a story of this, and I think Chris over at Chaos and Comics had talked about getting an old Brubaker run of this. Maybe I'm making this all up in my head. Maybe this is real. Who knows? But I'll probably check out this issue 1, and if I don't like it, then I'll just pass. Tim Drake, Robin, issue number 4. A lot of people have had very mixed reviews on this. I've heard some good things and some bad things. I don't know necessarily if this is a book maybe for me, but at this point it's 4 issues in. As you've seen, there are a ton of books coming out this week especially, so I'm probably not even going to really read this unless somebody thinks that it's a book that I should be checking out. And the final book of the stack of new stuff coming out is Wonder Woman, Historia, The Amazons, issue number 3. Once again, Chris over at Chaos and Comics, I think he was saying this is one of the best books from DC in a while. So I could be wrong, Chris. If I am wrong, you're probably not going to watch this video, but maybe you do. Who knows? Let me know. I'm probably going to try and maybe check these out. I think this is a Black Label book. And those I don't love because I don't like that big format. It's just cumbersome to read, and normally they get collected in a hardcover, and the hardcovers are pretty solid. So that is 18, count them, 18 comics that are dropping on DC Ultra that are just technically only a month late. I think that the value in this is such a good thing. And I mean, I'm just talking about it because it's something that I'm doing, and I figured there might be people that come out here and want to see this video to know what's out there. I think it's worth it to switch to this digital thing if you can just, be willing to avoid spoilers for about a month. I mean, I try and only follow people that aren't putting stuff on social media spoilers. I've loosely left Twitter because of reasons like that, whereas Instagram I don't see as much, or normally people have like some sort of a tag. But at this day and age, there are some issues, but I can wait that month because I'm usually doing it anyway. But let me know if there's a book that I just talked about that you think I should at least go back and check out. I think there's a lot of good stuff coming out and a lot of cool stuff to just check out. But that was for what's dropping on this DC Ultra Day of January 24th, 2023. As always, I have been Cole. Thank you for stopping by, and peace.